Hello, everybody, and welcome into Parlor 10. I'm your host, JenLyn, and this is my co host, Carey Corr. How are you today, Carey?
I'm doing great. I'm so happy to be here for this one today because we are turning our focus onto you, and we're going, yeah, you, and how you got here and what Sing Your Song means to you. And it's so beautiful to me because I'm so grateful that uh, we are together on this, and it's very inspiring. And so with that, I will just say. Yeah, I'll ask you how you got here.
How I got here, right? My gosh, it is I'm also just very grateful to be here and be working on this project with you, this first of many, and what feels like the first, or feels like the thousandth, millionth time, really, also all at the same time. And so the path here is kind of twisted and circled around like a unalami would be, but let's see. I should I start with the past, the future, or the present?
Let's start in the present and venture both ways.
All right. That sounds great to me too. So you and I met. It's been, I think, about 8 or 9 months ago, if you can believe that or not, as it feels like just yesterday. But and we knew each other um, by proxy for being in the another mutual group, and I was making a shift in what it was that I was doing, and expanding out from branding and really expanding into playing around with film and making mini films and doing cinematic work. And I ventured into I had this feeling, right, that I needed to be like, hey, Carey, I think we need to have a conversation. And so I think I did. And we had this conversation, and it was like, oh my gosh, this is something that I have to be a part of. When you told me about Sing Your Song, and how Sing Your Song came about for you, and just everything about that, and the resonance that we had was, well, magical. And here we are 9 or 10 months later, and doing um, Parlor 10 together, and doing some other projects as well, to bring Sing Your Song to the silver screen.
Yeah, and I think back for a second on that mutual meeting and discovery. I mean, we met because we were aligned on so many other things with no idea
Mm,
about what you just discussed,
yeah.
the your cinematic branding and my project, because we weren't talking about that, and we didn't even we ended up talking about that, but that wasn't what that meeting was about. And I think there's some superpower in these kinds of synchronicities. And so
Yeah.
I'll let you expand further on that.
Well, I think we have a lot of parallel things in common, and so the synchronicities, of course, were immediate. And then I think what I realized very quickly too was just that we could work together creatively, and creatively work, and do both of those things, because there's a separation. And really, ultimately, in what we see in bringing projects and business and things to life, is that synchronicity of being able to do both of those things, and be able to do it in a human centric way, that we immediately, I heard, right, and felt you on the same path as where I am on how to create a system that serves the planet.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean that was true, and I think what what was very interesting for me, because we were talking about those things and then we started talking about what we do, and that feeling was immediate, like, oh, we could work together. But then there's also, you need to sing your song. You needed to do that. And so of course that's the outcome of that, was to send that, not because we didn't already know we could work together, but because I know a movie's a dialogue and a relationship with the people who see it, or at this stage read it, and that's vital. So I'd love to hear how that landed on you.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you brought that up, that was the end result. And so going from that conversation with you and knowing, feeling those things, and already kind of feeling that mm, pull, I listened to the world uh, through the feelings in my body more so than my ears. And I really have learned to recognize in life that pull, because the future pulls me forward in when it is in resonance and alignment with me and with my goals, my wants, my desires, all of those things. And so when you sent me the screenplay and I read it, I just fell in love with the story, right? It's a really, really great story. And um, you are a brilliant screenwriter, and the world needs to know that. And the other thing, besides you and me and then the rest of the team, is that seeing your song itself in its wholeness, with all of its characters and its character arcs and the story itself, is the ultimate magic of recognizing, is that we both understand that that is a sentient being, all on and of its own, and understanding that, and understanding what its fundamental needs are, and how to be able to communicate that with the rest of the world, to bring it to the wholeness that it is, that it desires to have. Uh, yeah, go
Yeah,
ahead.
so beautiful and so true. And without knowing it in that first conversation, I knew that that's what you bring. I mean, yes, it was true. It's been true for me since I finished the screenplay. I understand that, and I understand that creatively. Like, and I understand we're on the journey for that. But to be aligned with someone who truly understands that, and can bring what I don't bring,
Mhm.
a different soil to the
Yeah,
plant, the seed that is Sing Your Song on its way to the screen, is is just unbelievably transformative. Yeah.
yeah. It has been transformative, and everything has just been from this place of overflow, which is also the other way that I know that things are in complete resonance for me, and is just immediately, I could not stop the flow of, this is what I understand that Sing Your Song is asking of me. This is what how I can serve Sing Your Song, and how we can work and serve one another and sing your song, and then be able to also use our understanding of that and our innovation to also allow Sing Your Song to serve the world, which is its ultimate goal.
Yeah, yeah, that's truth right there. That's beautiful truth. And I think what from my perspective, the power that you bring is expressing all that and to share that with other people. And because every uh, project of creativity is for everybody, and and needs everybody, and not everybody, not the 8 billion or whatever it is, but everybody who resonates with it. And so um, that's you express that and bring that out into the world in such an amazingly connected way. And I just like to hear a little more about how you see that.
How I see the connection with the world, or how I interpret how to do that.
Yeah, well, both actually, but one, the connection with the world and what we're on the path to find those who resonate, and then
Yeah.
how you do that. Yeah.
Okay. I think that what we have actually, right, is that we'll be showing one day, is I started a kind of a backwards journey with understanding you as a screenwriter and as a director, um, understanding what my role was in that. And I did that all through story because life is story, whether it's through color, through words, taste, sound, smell, touch, right? It's all a story. And so that is my process, really, of understanding the nuance of what is needed and what is wanted. And it was very quickly something that I understood was that the bigger framework, the bigger desire, and the bigger ability is to bring story to the people and the audience, right? It's all about, and we hear this all the time, especially if you're in you're an entrepreneur, or you're in the C-suite, or even just as a person. It doesn't really matter what your role is. Everyone feels that need and that drive to serve, at one degree or the other. And some of us, feel that at a deeper need. And that it so we hear about connection a lot. We hear about connection and that like trust factor and all of these things, and we wrap around doing that based off of numeric based metrics. And we've lost along the way how to do that on a human level. And the human level to do that is through story. So understanding the story, and all of its layers, and then being able to bring that to life, is something that Sing Your Song as a movie, as an entity itself, wants to have audience first, which is the opposite, really. It's like turning it upside down of the way it usually is. Audience has all the power. The audience is the owner of the entertainment industry, and they don't even, really realize it, or get to have a voice in what that looks like actively. And Sing Your Song wants that. It wants that connection, that community. It wants humanity. It needs and wants humans to be a part of the experience first, because then that's its focus.
Yeah, that's amazingly said, as always. Um, and that's truth, right? Like the world needs to support creativity as much as creativity supports the world. and it's all reciprocal, you know, and it doesn't matter the times, although sometimes when things are trying in humanity, you turn to creativity, but it really doesn't matter the times because that is the ultimate truth that everybody has a place in creative acts, right? And it's not a stay in your lane thing. It's a do the human part of that, connect with that at a certain level, and then and foster things that can be born into their fullness when they're creative acts. And so it is. I do think we really are on to something unique in that we want to bring everybody in on that which is totally human, and it's only unique because that's not how things are done now.
Right.
But it's not special. It's just human. To
Yeah.
be involved in supporting creativity because it supports humans is one of the distinguishing factors for me of
Yeah.
being a human. You know, and that's it's so beautiful how you put that and how you reach out and how you message that to people because, as you've already said, sing your song is just calling us to do this. You know.
Yeah. Um, yes, it is. And thank you so much, right, for um, allowing me to come in and be able to listen and really take my time. And I think that's the other thing that um, Sing Your Song brings is human time. So it's a bit of a pause and slow down of being able to have conversation, being able to actually have an experience, to slow down, however long that means for each individual to be able to have an experience, feel something, and the something hopefully is connected within ourselves and each other. And one of the, and the story itself, the story of Sing Your Song, is written so brilliantly, even that I will not speak to, other than the fact that the audience I know is going to really love how it all ends, and because it is succinctly human, and everything about this project is human and human based, and in a real way. And that's something that I love, and something that I know that we're going to be able to walk out for all of you all together is as an audience, is the experience of just a story, a really good story that gets to share itself with you every step of the way through a ton of different channels with many different doorways for you all to be able to walk in and be part of the experience, right?
Yeah, that's it, and a really human openness, and that's something that we from the get go understood about each other there and about Sing Your Song after you read it. I mean, it wants to be open and transparent with everyone, but it doesn't want to change itself in any way. It just wants to give people the experience of being a part of its growth in an open and transparent and spaces that have that possibility. And that's the part
Mm.
that really you're creating, you know, that is so vital. And I am just again, I'm so grateful.
I'm so very grateful to you. And we are also very grateful for you all. So before we wrap up for today's Parlor 10, I also want to invite you all to scan that little QR code. It's going to take you to the website and um, begin your experience with Sing Your Song if you haven't already.
Yeah, yeah, we're so grateful for audience and participation.
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll see you all here again back next time on Parlor 10. Goodbye.
Bye, everyone.